Hello, I'm Rob Phillips, and welcome to my channel. You know, if you're feeling a little lost in your thoughts, or lost in worry, or just feeling pulled away from the present moment in general, reconnecting with the physical sensations in the body is one of the best ways to calm that sort of energy. So today we're going to be doing a 30-minute sequence that focuses just on that. Physically, this sequence will emphasize the shoulders and the upper body. And for props, as usual, I'm going to recommend that you have a couple of blocks and a blanket. Finally, before we start, I do have a newsletter, so if you'd like to stay in touch, please follow the link in the description down below. Otherwise, for now, we're going to start in a comfortable seat, so feel free to grab a blanket or any props. You can sit cross-legged or otherwise, hands on the lap, hands on the knees, whatever feels comfortable for you. When all of that's in place here, take a moment to relax the shoulders, close your eyes, and let's officially start our practice here. And so to begin, just noticing how you're feeling in this moment. Sense of the body, of course, but also a sense of any sounds, anything coming in the environment around you. And of course, anything arising internally, thoughts or reactions, expectations about the practice that we're starting here. Just notice that, just be with that here. And the thing to remember is that thoughts are not our enemy. Thoughts are not something that we try to control or get rid of. But if we're feeling a little swept away by our thoughts, if we're feeling a little ungrounded, using the body can be a powerful way to kind of balance that. So just take a few more breaths here and begin to feel the physical sensations. The sense of your posture, the sense of the breath. Notice just what it's like to be in this physical form. Let that keep you grounded and connected here. And take a gentle inhale breath through the nose. Gentle exhale breath out your mouth. Lower your chin down and begin to open your eyes. From here, as we set up for our first proper pose, we're going to begin in a wide-kneed child's pose. So if you're cross-legged, you can reset the legs, kind of shake that out, and let's get ourselves set up here. So as usual, for wide-kneed child's pose, I recommend that you take your blanket, open it up nice and wide so you get a cushion that's a bit wider than your mat itself. I also like to fold my mat over a second time, or fold my blanket over a second time. If your blanket or whatever props you're using is not able to do that, you can also turn sideways on your yoga mat. For today, I'm going to give an option to set up slightly differently than I usually do for this pose. So if you have blocks, you could also use a yoga bolster for this. As you set up into your child's pose, open the knees nice and wide. You'll start to feel that release in the hips. And then from there, this is optional, but if you would like, consider setting your hands up on top of your blocks or bolster, even a pillow, so that as you drop into this, you're getting a noticeable but not intense pull on the shoulders, on the back. And the important thing here to remember is these poses are affecting the body. You're going to feel how the pose is working with the tissues. But remembering that we never want to push the body across the threshold of pain or intensity. We should never feel sharp sensations, intense sensations, or anything at all like that. So please know that you can back in or out of these poses as you need to, and especially this shape. If you find the blocks are too intense on the shoulders, just do the pose without that. That would be fine too. If you are using the blocks, try to relax the arms in general, but knowing there might be a little bit of engagement to support ourselves, that's okay. Just keep it subtle. And through all of this, let what we feel in our bodies keep us connected with this experience. The thoughts will come and go. The mind will drift and wander. That's what the mind does. But the physical sensations are always here. We can always feel what's arising in our body. And this yin yoga practice is really one of the best places to work with that, because the poses give us a little more direct experience than just seated can sometimes. Always here for now, just relaxing for a few more slow breaths. Feeling the body, feeling the pose here, just as it is. Take your final complete breath right here. Slowly and carefully begin to find your way out, and let's shift to find our way all the way forwards to the belly. Something to consider as you set up is maybe adjusting your blanket so that it's right underneath where your pelvis will land. But then otherwise, resting here in this neutral shape. And while you're here in this neutral shape, just kind of noticing how the body is responding. Noticing the sense of settling, sense of being here. Again, the physical sensations keep us in this moment. Keep us right here as we are. And let's take a gentle inhale breath through the nose. Gentle exhale breath out our mouth. From here, we'll be setting up into a pose called open wing. It's another chest and shoulder opener. So when you're ready to, please take your left arm out and alongside you with the palm facing down and begin to roll over onto the left side. Now, as you do this, you can play with the placement of that arm. You can play with the placement of the legs. Again, there's no right or wrong answer here. You want to do what feels comfortable. You may find it more comfortable to use a prop or some other support here. Final little detail is consider either keeping the right arm in front of you, or that hand can hook around the back, and that emphasizes the top shoulder a little bit too. If the neck is uncomfortable, you can always slide a prop under that too. Again, we're targeting especially the left shoulder. Make sure the rest of the body is relaxed though. Make sure the rest of the body is relatively comfortable. What do we feel here? in this pose. What is the experience of being in your body in this moment? And the attention may drift, thoughts will come and go, but the pose is always here. For now, take just a final moment to feel the pose, and carefully begin to unwind. We're going to return back onto the center of the chest, and you can either rest your forehead on the hands. You could also consider taking your arms back, turning onto your cheek. So whatever feels comfortable here. I'm going to rest like this because this works well, especially since I'm wearing glasses today. But again, as we leave the pose, what has shifted in the physical experience? Can you feel that shift? Can you feel that presence here? When you're ready to, we'll start to set up our second side. So you can take your right hand, right arm really, out by your side here, palm facing down. Begin to shift and roll over towards the right until you feel a nice pull on the inner line of the arm, all the way up into the chest. Experiment with the exact angle of things, with the placement of the legs, and again, consider taking that left arm over the top if you'd like as well. But as you find your basic alignment, relaxing and settling, feeling the earth beneath you, feeling your body in this moment. Continuing to come back to just that. Feel the body here as your anchor. And take one more complete breath like so. Carefully roll your way out of the pose. And again, you can have your arms back by your side and turn onto the other cheek, or you can rest in a more simple position here with the forehead on the hands, whatever feels best for you right now. But give the body this little pause to settle. Feel the release and really the echoes of the pose, we might say, through the body here. And take gentle inhale breath through the nose. Open up your mouth and exhale, let that go. Use your hands. Gently press the hips back, passing briefly through child's pose. And just settle there for a few moments. Take maybe 2 or 3 breaths. Transitioning here. From here, you can start to shift. Find your way upright into a seated position. So the next few poses are going to use a wide-legged setup here. So as you set up here, I do recommend for most folks sitting up on a blanket. Consider, if you would like, turning sideways on your mats as I'm about to here, so you get that extra width to work with. For what we'll be doing to start here, having a block is a really good idea. You can do this without it if you don't have one, but having something to lean into, as we'll see, is pretty important, I think. So set up into your stride here. Have the legs wide, and remember, if the legs are very tight, consider lifting the hips higher. Use whatever cushions you have available. Place your block or other prop here onto the inner line of the left leg. We're going to begin to open the chest a bit towards the right here, and then we're going to rest onto that block. So it's like a little bit of a side opening, little bit of a twist. You can play with where the block is in space, with how high or low it is. This right hand can stay down like mine is now, or I like to sometimes place that hand kind of on the temple here, so I get a little side body opening or a little shoulder opening. This will be a short hold. We're actually already about halfway through it, but while you're here, let yourself be here. Feel the body as it is right now. Final complete breath like you are. Slowly begin to rise up from that side. Just a very short pause here. Let that energy settle for a few moments. But then as you're ready to, let's shift block or any prop you're using over to the right side. And again, begin to kind of open the chest over towards the left. Begin to lean, resting onto that block. Again, you can experiment with this. Make sure that you feel comfortable. Left arm could either rest down, or you could take it up here, something like this, if that feels good for you. And let the body relax in a general sense, even though there's a little bit of energy here. Notice the sensations of the pose. Notice just what it's like to be here. Keep coming back to the physical. And take your final complete breath like you are here. Slowly begin to raise up and come out of that side bend. From here, relaxing the legs, letting them reset. We're going to do the more like typical forward fold here. So blocks can still be nice to lean into, although certainly not required if you don't have them. Take a gentle inhale, invite some lift. Use some exhale, or use your exhale to lean a little bit forwards here. Remember, we're never in some contest to try to get as close to the floor as possible. You just want to move deep enough to feel the pose, even if it's a mild sensation. Right now we've had a good bit of time to drop in mentally, good bit of time for the body to relax. But this takes repeated intention. Keep coming back to noticing the physical. Keep coming back to just being here. Let the physical keep you coming back. Grounding the attention in the body. But for now, just one more complete breath. Slowly begin to rise up and take a moment to relax the shoulders. Take a moment, relax the legs, and from there, gently draw them in, back together here. And from here, let's shift and find our way all the way onto our backs. As you lie down, a little moment to resonate here, a little moment to pause. Just really feeling where you're at in this moment, really connecting directly with that experience. Noticing the body through all the possible forms as we move through our sequence. For now here we can take a gentle inhale breath through our nose. Gentle exhale breath out our mouth. Here we'll remain on our back. We're going to take a pair of twists. So just walk the legs in with your knees bent. Come into a simple sway, simple shift for a few moments. And then you can cross your left leg on top of the right. And with your next exhale breath, roll the legs across to the right. Place your left arm onto the floor. As always, in line so the body feels relatively comfortable, nothing too intense or anything, of course. Being here in your body, in this moment. And letting go of anything at all that isn't in service of that. And take one more complete breath like you are. And gently wind the legs into the middle and take a moment to release, shift, and kind of settle. But then as you're ready to, set up your second side. Right leg crosses on top. Gentle inhale breath there. And then slowly release the legs over to the left. Place your right arm by your side. Release into the pose. Feeling the physical as our anchor, and again, letting go of anything else beyond that. And take your final complete breath like you are. Slowly begin to wind back into the center. Release the legs. And take a moment to sway, reset. And then begin to set up for final Savasana, final neutral pose. Spread out onto the floor. Ensure that you feel comfortable. Close the eyes. Relax the body completely from head to toe. One last time here, resetting. Take a gentle inhale breath through your nose. And open up the mouth as you exhale, letting go completely from head to toe. So please just take a final few moments on your back as you are and notice what has settled, notice what has rebalanced in those last few minutes. Begin to deepen the breath, begin to draw some energy back into the system, and as you start to move, when you're ready, gently pressing your way up into a seated position and closing your eyes there. Just a final moment here. Feel the practice, feel all the effects of the work that we explored today. And join the hands in front of the heart. So again, and as always, my deep thanks to each of you for sharing your practice, and may our practice bring benefit to all beings. We bow. Again, thank you so very much for joining, and if you have any thoughts, observations, anything at all, please let me know in the comments down below.